Welcome back to the battle for Greyport. We're doing the Blood Moon Rising medium difficulty scenario. And up first we're going to have Zot the Wizard go. He's got 2 wargs on him and a werewolf. Now, the werewolf heroes without items can't fight werewolves. And of course, Captain Whitehawk also has a werewolf and a shellback, neither of which can be fought with just basic heroes. They need to have items. And unfortunately, if we look at Captain Whitelock's hand, she has absolutely no items, so she's going to be a little bit in trouble on her turn. Zot the Wizard, though, does have an item. He has the Amulet of Inspiration, and he also has he can draw a card. So he has an item, so he can at least attack that. All right, so he's going to be going first. Now, each hero can play cards. One hero and an item on a hero. Of course, we can dual wield because we're at the Dwarven Ruins, but we don't have enough weapons to dual wield anyway. So Zod's sitting here at 10 hit points. So is Captain Whitehawk. So what we're going to do is, of course, we're going to take a look at our round marker here. So we can play a hero, 1 per player, play an item, 1 per hero, and fight an active monster group. So the active monster group is with Zot. He's starting. He has the taunt token. And the defending player may use the taunt marker to move a monster. So we could flip this over, grab a monster from the location, which is being beat on by 3 monsters, or pull over one of Captain Whitehawk's. I don't think Zot's going to do that. I'm not even sure what he's going to do. He's in a bit of trouble. We could use the Acolyte with the Amulet of Inspiration, draw a card, use another hero. Or we could just go ahead and use Zot himself with the Amulet. I think we're going to do that because he's going to refresh at the end of his turn anyway. So he's going to go ahead and use the Amulet. So what it means, he's going to be rolling a yellow die. He has Splash 2, which means every other monster gets 2 damage, splash damage. He's using an item, so he can hit the werewolf. So he gets to draw a card, and he gets to play an extra hero. So I'm going to be using the lovely blue beads that I have a whole collection of, so that when we actually activate and play his cards, we're going to put the beads on there so we know that I don't get mixed up when we don't activate somebody twice. So we're going to do that. So he gets to draw a card. So he gets to draw the top card off of his deck, and he draws a short sword. So he has another item that a physical item he could put with one of his soldiers as another character, or he could just play a straight soldier. The problem we're going to get into is in the next turn, Captain Whitehawk has no items. She's not going to be able to attack either the shellback or the werewolf. The only one that's going to be able to do it is Zot, because he has items. He's the only one. Ah, boy, this is difficult. So I think he's just going to go ahead and play an Acolyte as his second hero. So that's what he's able to play. This is, of course, his hand and his deck. Trying to keep things organized. I'll probably get things messed up. So that's what he's going to be playing. And I guess Captain Whitehawk really is kind of in trouble. She could play herself. And she might as well play herself, because she gets to roll the yellow die. And she gets to have 1 more hero. So she might as well take one of her deckhands with her. She has no items. So that's who she's playing. So that's as much as we can do. This is the active group. We have to decide now if Zot wants to taunt any monsters over to his group. If we want. And we could do things in any order. So we can have Whitehawk go 1 attack and then have Zot go, and back and forth. So it's kind of a cooperative thing. This is the active monster groups attacking Zot, though, and the Dwarven Runes are under attack. All right, do some thinking, and then we're going to come back and see which order to activate everything, and which creatures we want to take out, try to take out. Alright, be back here in a second. Okay, so actually the amulet has been activated, so I should have put a bead on that. And you can activate, like you can draw a card, do whatever, and then you can do the hero. So you can do things kind of in any order. It's sort of a little bit messed up that way. But we did draw a card, and we did play another hero. So our amulet has been activated. Zot himself now has Splash 2. Let's see what he can do for damage. So he's rolling a yellow die. He gets Splash 2. So I'm going to put that on. He's going to go ahead and attack the werewolf because he has an item. Heroes without items can't fight the werewolf, but he will do that and he'll splash over to the warg. The two wargs will get 2 damage each from his splash damage. So I think I'm just going to get out the dice tower here. Stick that kind of there. He gets to roll a yellow die. The yellow die are pretty weak, so we'll see what he does for damage to the werewolf. Oh, let me roll a 1. So he does 1 damage to the werewolf. So I'm going to use these funky die that I use for the when I'm playing Zombicide. Alright, Black Plague. So we're going to put 1 damage on the werewolf, and we actually do 2 splash damage to each ward, because that's his ability. Oh my goodness. 2 and 2. He also has an Acolyte to activate, doing 1 damage. And of course the Acolyte cannot attack the werewolf because the Acolyte has no items. Remember that. So she can attack one of the wargs. She might as well attack this warg for 1 more damage. That's 3. So the Acolyte is activated. Now we have Captain Whitehawk in the deckhand. We kind of want to take out one of the wargs. I think this one only needs 2 more damage. Let's have Captain Whitehawk roll her yellow die and attack the warg that's already got 3 damage on it. If she does 2 or more damage, she'll kill the warg. Let's see if we can get a better roll. Oh my goodness. I rolled another 1. How many 1s are on this thing? There's only 1 1 on the yellow die, and I roll it twice in a row. We're off to a great start. Alright. So warg now is going to go from 3 damage to 4. It's 1 away from being taken out. And we might as well use the lowly deckhand, doing 1 damage, you see up in the upper left, to do 5 total damage to the warg. The warg has been defeated. Finally. Alright. And that is the end. All of our cards have been played. This werewolf's got 1 damage on it. The warg's got 2. So now let's follow along on ending the round. It says when the round ends, follow these steps. You have to do that. So monster damage. First, the active monsters deal damage. So these active monsters here are going to deal damage to Zot the Wizard. 1 damage from the warg, 1 damage from the werewolf. Zot's going from 10 health right down to 8. So not fantastic. So that's the active monsters. Next up we have then the location monsters deal damage. Well, this is great because we have 9 hit points on the Dwarven Ruins. We have a Rat Swarm doing 1, a Giant Cobra doing 1, and a Rat Master doing 1. It's 3 damage, 9 health, down to 6. Now remember, if the location gets destroyed, we have to add a werewolf to each of our players. Ouch. So our ruins are down to 6. It can basically only take 2 more hits, but we can taunt away some of these monsters from the ruins to have it last a little bit longer. Oh my goodness. Alright, and carrying on. Now it's the cleanup. So all players do cleanup. So if we have this symbol on cards, it's the cleanup ability, but we don't have any on any cards. We don't have to do that. Then we discard all played cards. So basically, we're going to discard all the played cards, which are all of these ones. So this is going to get discarded, so I've got to have a discard pile. This is going to get interesting. Alright, so Zot is going to get discarded, so I'm going to turn him sideways. This is our draw deck. This is the stuff we played. I'll put the discard pile on the left. Oh boy. Hope I'm going to keep this organized. Alright, Captain Whitehawk is discarded. So turn these large hero cards sideways, and the deckhand gets discarded. But this is her deck, so I'm going to keep it over there. Again, try to keep things semi-organized. Alright, that's discarding all played cards. Now discard any unused shield tokens. Some of the cards and effects give you shields. We have no shield tokens, so we don't have any access. We're not going to discard them. Now we recruit. So the defending player recruits. So it means Zot here gets to spend either one of his silver coins. He has 2 silver coins, 2 copper coins to go up here and recruit something. So let's zoom in on our items and other heroes and see which one we want to recruit. And I also should mention, recruited items go directly in your hand. And I think for the reason that we have the Shellback and the Werewolf coming up next for Captain Whitehand, I think it's going to be a good idea for Zot to actually recruit the Dagger. Because the Dagger is a physical item, can go on one of his soldiers, rolls a yellow die, and it's dual wield, and it has cleave. So this, I think, and recruited items go directly to your hand. So he's going to spend one of his 2 silver coins, and that's going to go right into his hand. So he spends a silver coin, and away he goes to recruit that. And it gets immediately refilled, and it is refilled with a projecting ring, taunt, and cleave. Okay, that's pretty cool, doing 2 damage. Not bad at all, not bad. All right, that was the recruit. Let's go back now and have a look, continue on the ending the round. So the game is kind of semi-involved, semi-complicated, but if you follow the directions as written, it's usually pretty good. So we've recruited discard defending player. So what that means by discard is we cannot have more than 5 cards in our hand for the defending player. So Zot has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 5 cards. We can voluntarily discard cards if we want. And I think we might discard 1 soldier because we can dual wield with the dagger. So we can actually have 1 soldier use the dagger and the short sword next time. So we don't need this one. Maybe we'll luck out and get a good item for the acolyte. So we're going to discard the soldier, and then we're going to drop to 5. So our next card is another acolyte. So we have 2 acolytes, 1 soldier, a dagger, and a short sword now for Zot. But we're not finished yet. So that's basically what that means for discard. And it says defending player. And now refill defending player. So what refill means is, what I just did is you go up to 5 cards. And when you refill, you actually refresh your hero. So because we use Zot, he gets to refresh because he's the defending player this time. So we can actually use him again, but we probably won't. Or maybe we will. I don't know. And that's basically it. And then when we get here, then we pass the round marker to the left. So basically it's just going back and forth to 2 players. The top marker now is going over to Captain Whitehawk. And it's her turn. So let's go down. I guess we'll kind of shift things over a bit. Or maybe we don't have to, because I kind of have the 2 characters in right here. So that was the very first turn. Our location is down to 6 health. Not good. We have Zot, took 2 damage. We got rid of 1 of the wargs. Only did 1 damage to the werewolf, who has 10 health. 2 to this warg. Not looking fantastic. Alright, up next is Captain Whitehawk. And we'll probably do her turn, and then I think that we're going to call it an episode. Probably do 2 turns an episode. See how it goes. Alright, and here's where we're in a bit of trouble. Or are we? Or are we? Well, let's see. What we have for Captain Whitehawk. She just has deckhand, ship mage, deckhand, ship mage, and that's all she has. She has basic characters that do 1 damage. And she cannot attack the shellback because heroes without items can't fight the shellback. Heroes without items can't fight the werewolf. That's a problem. But both characters can play items and stuff. So we could taunt. We might want to taunt one of the characters from the Dwarven Ruins that are doing damage. And I think we're going to go ahead, we're going to use the taunt marker for Captain Whitehawk. And she's going to take the Rat Master, and she's going to grab him away from the Dwarven Ruins. So she taunts him over, and he now joins the active monster group, which is kind of just off the screen here. So now she has a werewolf, a shellback, and the Rat Master. Now she can't hit the Rat Master without items. So she's going to go ahead and play probably, I don't know what I'm doing. I should put her discard pile somewhere else. Excuse me, we're going to play 1 deckhand for her. And that's all she can play. You can only play 1 hero, and her hero is not refreshing because it's her turn now. She doesn't refresh on Zot's turn. Zot, though, has a lot of stuff up his sleeve. He can actually play himself a game if he wants to. Does he want to do that? Because he can splash damage. Both the shellback. Oh, he can't. He has no items. He has no items. So I think we're going to go, he's going to play the soldier with the dagger. Soldier with the dagger. And then he'll be able to use the short sword as well. And he's going to be able to cleave. Alright, so all Whitehawk can do is 1 damage with her deckhand. But Zot here has got a pretty good deal because he's got 1 damage from the soldier, rolling a yellow die, dual wielding, which means the soldier can use the short sword as well, and cleave means you can attack 2 monsters at one time. So he's going to be doing 2 plus a yellow die to 2 monsters over at Captain Whitehawk's location. So we're going to start with that. So we're going to put a bead on there so we know that we've used it. So a yellow die plus 2 damage. Now what? And it's cleave, so we can attack 2 at the same time. So I think, let's just rearrange the werewolf and the rat master here a little bit, because I think these are the lowest hit points. We're going to try to knock them out. If we can. It's possible, because the yellow die has a 4 on it. 4 and 2 is 6. That would knock both of those out. And if not, then she doesn't even have to play her deckhand. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Let's roll the die and find it. So rolls a 3. That's pretty good. 3 and 2 is 5. So 5 damage on the shellback, which is pretty cool. Oh, damn it, but we didn't take him out. And we can't attack. Darn it! Alright, and 5 damage on the rat master. Actually takes... Do we want to do that? Yeah, the rat master's dead. Only has 4 health. History. See you later, rat master. Nice try. Put that over there. That leaves an undamaged werewolf and a shellback. And I don't even think we can't play the card because we don't have an item. And without an item, we can't hit the shellback and we can't hit the werewolf. So we had a very limited chance of the soldier dual wielding to take out the shellback, and he didn't do it. Okay, and that's basically everyone playing their cards. So there's no point her playing the deckhand because she can't hit either of them, so she just wouldn't even play the card. So we did that first to see if we could take it out. All right, now we're on to the end of the round. Once again, monster damage. So first we activate the active monsters. 1 damage from the shellback, 1 from the werewolf. Captain Whitehawk is also hit for 2 damage, down to 8 health. That is not good. And once again, the location is going to take damage. But instead of taking 3 damage this time, it has the rat swarm, the giant cobra. It's only going to take 2 damage. It's going from 6 health down to 4. Oh dear. Alright. And we could have dual wielded from the Dwarven Ruins anyway, but the dagger let us do that. So that's fine. And you can't dual wield twice, so like if we had another weapon here, the soldier couldn't use the dagger, a short sword, and something else, because that would be triple wielding, not dual wielding. So they don't stack like that. Dual wielding doesn't stack like that. Okay, cleanup. We don't have that cleanup, so just discard all played cards. Alright, and here's where we get in a little bit of trouble, because all those good cards from Zot are now discarded, and Captain Whitehawk doesn't discard any cards because he didn't play any. So there's that. Discard any unused shield tokens, don't have any. Recruit time. Already it's time now for Captain Whitehawk to do some recruiting. So let's take a look at either our characters or our items and see what Captain Whitehawk wants to recruit. Alright, the problem here is Captain Whitehawk's hand right now. She only has 2 deckhands, but she does have 2 ship mages. And we don't have any physical items here at all. So if we want an item, which I think is probably the best idea, because again, the werewolves, you have to use items to hit them, and the shellback you need items to hit them. So she's going to go get ahead and go ahead and get an item. She's going to get the attenuating ring, I think, which is draw a card and activate another hero. Is that even useful for her? Because she does not have... she can't hit either of these because you need items. I wonder if she should get the taunt and the cleave. The cleave might be a better weapon for her right now. I think she's going to do that instead. So she's going to spend a silver coin. She's going to get the protecting ring. So when she plays this on one of her ship mages, she can taunt, and then she can cleave, which means she can hit 2 at the same time. So she's going to go ahead and do that. I think that's a good idea. And because the werewolf over on the other side as well is going to need that. Discard all played cards. We've already done that. So she's recruited. Now discard the defending player. And of course, my battery is dying. So we're gonna come right back. She's not gonna discard. She has 1, 2, 3, 4. She has 5 cards. Not discarding anything. She doesn't want to. And then she gets to refill. So she's going to activate herself again. She's now back in action. And refilling her cards. And then the taunt marker flips back over. And we'll pass back to Zod. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. And of course we need to replace this immediately, which I forgot to do, which is a Scepter of Illusions. It's a gold card. Now gold cards that come out now just stay there. So they'll be available to be purchased maybe in the second round if we get any gold coins. Alright, we're going to zoom out and we'll, I guess, get back into the ending of this turn. Alright, so I was busy talking, not showing. So Captain Whitehawk will actually refresh, or refill they call it. So that's going to be her active again. So once again, she has the Projecting Ring, Deckhand, Ship Mage, Deckhand and a Ship Mage for her next turn, when she can play cards as well. And her discard pile, I'm just trying to figure out what to do with her discard pile. I almost want to keep them sideways. I think I'm going to put them to the right and to the left sideways so that I know that they're a discard pile. Try to keep myself organized. So they both lost 2 hit points right off the first bat. Our location's down to 4 health only. Wow. We have the Werewolf here with only 1 damage, the Ward with 2 for Zot, and we have 5 damage on the Shellback, which didn't quite kill it. And then, yes, the taunt marker would then go back to Zot at the end of the turn. That's the last thing, pass the round marker. So when we come back, we're going to be doing another couple of turns. We're going to be doing Zot first, Captain Whitehawk second, and see what we can do. So we're going to go to level 2. We're going to go to location 2. Once we defeat all enemies, so we have to get rid of the Werewolf, Shellback Werewolf, the Rat Swarm, and the Giant Cobra. To do so, hopefully we can take advantage of this special ability, the Dwarven Ruins. Maybe we can't. Anyway, thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. This is the Battle for Greyport, and we're playing Blood Moon Rising, a medium difficulty scenario, and it is rough. Alright, thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.